influence with God.
No partnership with the world. James 4:4 says, "Know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with God? Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is the enemy of God." Christ and the world are not in partnership. The apostle says, "Know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with God?" Conforming to the world will never be the means of converting the world to Christ. Christians must be entirely consecrated to God if the church is to be efficient in its influence for good upon unbelievers. The slightest diversion from Christ is so much influence, power, and efficiency given to the enemy. A Christian, as described by the Scriptures, is a person who is separated from the world in his aims and practices, and is united with Christ. A professor of the peace, which Christ alone can bestow, finding that the joy of the Lord is his strength, and that his joy is full. Christians will not leave the world to perish unwarned, and make no effort for the reclaiming of the lost. Those who truly love Christ watch for every opportunity to employ the means at their command in doing good and in pattering after the works of Christ. They will not yield to temptations to make alliances with the world. They will not unite with secret orders and bind themselves by intimacies with unbelievers. But those who are not wholly on the side of Christ are to a large degree controlled by the maxims and customs of this world. Satan is rich in this world's goods, and he is full of cunning to deceive, and his most effective agents are those whom he can lead to take a form of godliness, while they deny the powers of God by their un-Christ-like characters. The children of God are to stand firmly for the right under all circumstances. They are not to be deceived by those who have the mind and spirit of the world. This reading was taken from the book In Heavenly Places. No partnership with the world. James says, "Know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with God?" What side are we on? Are we with Christ, or are we on the side of the world? Having friendship with the world is making ourselves enemies with God. It is not so much that God becomes our enemy, but that we separate ourselves from our Creator. That conformity with the world will not be an adequate way to convert the world to Jesus. We may sometimes think that we need to relate ourselves in a different way, in a way contrary to our faith, so that we can reach those who don't know about salvation. But it shouldn't be like this. They should see that Christ lives in our hearts, and that our walking, talking, and appearance is special and different because we are the children of God. We need to separate ourselves from the world in our purposes and practices. We need to mark the difference. Christ wants to give us that blessed peace that his true children have. But how can we act? What should our relationship with the world be? Our job is to preach the gospel so that the voice of truth may reach those hearts who don't know the word of God. It is not necessary to make alliances with this world. It is not necessary to enter secret or public societies. No, we must be a light in this world of darkness. We need to be the salt of the earth. Let us be those who witness of Christ, doing the things that Christ did and not the things the world does. We cannot serve two masters, because we will come out wrong with one. What side are you on? Which God are you serving? Do not try to be friends with this world, because it will pull you in with its influence sooner or later. Instead, choose to become friends with God, and then you'll win the world with the truth that you profess, and not with what you say that you profess. May God help us to become friends of God, and not of the world. Visit www.biblewell.com